Let's look at episode 14 of Prime Puzzles. This is perhaps the easiest episode so far. Four friends, namely Mark, Neil, Oliver, and Paul, decided to play gully cricket, in which each of them got exactly 24 balls. One can score either 0, 1, 2, or 4, or 6 runs, depending upon how far they hit the ball with the bat. Every time a player is unable to make a contact of bat and ball, then a penalty of 1 run is deducted from the score of a player. There is no other way to score runs. None of them got dismissed during 24 balls. Following table gives the partial information about the scoring chart of these four players. Okay, so Mark, because he hit 17 balls, he must have gotten a -7 as a penalty. Neil, we don't know how many balls he hit, but his penalty can at max be 5 and 4, 9 gone. So his penalty can at max be 15, but we don't know that for certain. Oliver, because he hit 15 balls, his penalty is -9. This is also certain, but I don't know what is the maximum, what his score and everything will be. Paul, we don't know that. Okay. We know Mark definitely has a penalty of 7 and Oliver definitely has a penalty of 9. Let's get to individual questions. Find the minimum possible score of Mark and Oliver combined. Okay. If I'm looking at minimum possible score of Mark currently has 3, 4, so 12, 12 minus 7. Mark currently has 5 runs. And there are 14 balls that I can place anywhere in zeros or ones or twos and six. Given I'm looking to minimize his score, given I'm looking to minimize all 14 balls, I will place under plus 14 zeros, or Mark's total minimum possible score is 5. This is identified. Next is Oliver. Let's look at Oliver. He's got 15 balls hit and he has already made 10 runs -1. So his score is at 1. And then I have to assign 13 more balls of Oliver, because 4s and 1s, 2 balls are used up out of the 15 that he hit. So 13 again, I will give to zeros. And his total score will turn out to be 1. So the minimum possible score of Mark and Oliver combined will be 5 plus 1, or a total of 6. That's done. Okay. Paul scored the least possible runs in 24 balls. Okay, least score for Paul that I can think of is he's already scored currently 8 runs and 24 runs. So he scored 32 runs currently. Now remaining 12 balls, I don't know what he did. If I want to get his score least possible, those remaining 12 balls should be missed by him so that he ends up with a penalty of 12 and his final score turns out to be 20. This is the least possible score for Paul. Paul has scored minimum possible score of 20. Also, Mark scored more than Paul. Okay. We know currently Mark is at 5, 3 fours and -7. We are left with 14 balls. We are left with 14 balls for Mark to hit. He has to get his score above 20. So he needs how many more runs? 16 more runs. If you want, also Mark score more than Paul, find the maximum number of zeros hit by Mark. If you want to maximize the number of zeros, you want minimum number of balls. For Mark, you need min balls to score 16 plus. If you need minimum balls to score 16 plus, best case would be 3 sixes. He ends up hitting 18 runs. 3 sixes plus 5. Mark's score now will be 23, which is more than Paul's score. So out of the 14 remaining balls of Mark that he had hit, he hit 3 sixes, 3 and 3 gone. Now the maximum number of zeros will be 11, and therefore option A, 11 will work. Next question. Find the maximum possible sum of runs scored by all the players combined if each one of them scored an even number of runs. Okay, we need even number of runs for all. So for Mark, I had -7. For Oliver, I had -9. Mark currently is at 5. Mark currently is at 5, and I have to distribute the remaining 14 balls that he has. First, let me turn this even. The only way I can turn an odd number even is by giving him 1, 1. So now I have 13 balls of Mark left. All those 13 balls I will put here. So I get 13 into 6, 78 here. So his max total is 84. For Neil, I have 0 plus, so I already have 8. And I have 15 more balls left. I have 15 more balls left for Neil. In order to maximize his score, let him hit all 6s. So 15 into 6, he gets 90 more. So he ends up at 98. For Oliver, he's currently at score of 1. He's currently at score of 1. 4 plus 6 is 10, minus 9 is 1. But we have got 13 remaining balls. 13 remaining balls. So first I have to turn this to an even number. So I give 1 here. And now I'm left with 12 more deliveries. Those 12 deliveries should go in 2s to maximize total. So plus 24, I get a total of 26. Finally, for Paul, I have 8 plus 24. So 32 is his current score based on the information we have. And the remaining 12 balls, I will make sure that he hits 4s in all of them. So he ends up hitting how many runs? 12 into 4, 48. So he ends up hitting 80 runs. So I have to add these numbers up. So this gives me 106. This gives me 182. These two together give me 288. So answer to the third question, the sum of their maximum possible scores is 288. Last question, what can be the maximum possible score of Paul if it is known that his score was a prime number? Okay, Paul's maximum possible score from the last question we know to be 80. Wherein minus ones that he had and zeros that he had and ones that he had and twos that he had and fours that he had and sixes that he had were how many? Let's see. 0 here, 0 here, 8 here, 0 here, 12 here, and 4 here. This is how he was reaching. His maximum possible score was 80. Now, when we are operating with 80, we know his score has to be maximum possible score. And we want his score to be a prime number. We want his score to be a prime number. Now, how can I get it to be a prime number? How can I get it to be a prime number? Also, remember, this is a fixed number that you cannot change. This is a fixed number that you cannot change. These 8 and 4 are set in stone because that is the original information. So the greatest prime number under 70 is 79. I need to reduce his total by 1. I need to reduce his total by 1. Right now, all the scores are in 4s. Right now, all the unknown balls, we have put them in 4s. If I shift it from 4s to 2s, score will go down by 2. If I shift from 4s to 0s, score will go down by 4. If I shift from 4 to minus 1s, score will go down by 5. So journey from 80 to 79 is impossible to engage in. I cannot go to 79. Let me see if I can go to the next prime number in the list, which is 73. Can I get my score lower by 7? Can I get my score lower by 7? I know for every shift here, I get a minus 2. For every shift here, I get a minus 4. And every shift here, I get a minus 5. If I need a minus 7, yes, I can see how that will work out. I will have 10 4s, 4 6s, 1 2s, 8 1s, 0 zeros, and 1 ball in which there was no contact. See how your score will turn out. 8 plus 2 plus 40 plus 24 minus 1. Altogether, it will turn out to be 73. So yes, it is possible to get to a prime number. So the maximum possible score of Paul, if it is known that his score was a prime number, is 73. We had to, question 4 is basically an offshoot of question 3. First, you already have the maximum possible score of Paul, and then you have to work your way backwards. Okay, this set is done. Let us look at the second set now. Ajay, Bhushan, Chandru, Dinesh, Eknath, Frederick, Gaurav, and Harish are the only 8 students from mechanical engineering who are being considered for the sports committee of the College of Engineering. Other members of the committee can be from other disciplines. Okay, these are 8 kids from mechanical engineering department, and we have certain constraints given to us. Exactly one of Chandru, Eknath, and Gaurav must be in the committee. Either Gaurav or Harish must be in the committee, but not both. If Ajay is selected, Frederick must be selected, and vice versa. If Frederick is selected, Dinesh cannot be selected. Okay. These 2 conditions are not that great because they are conditional, but the first 2 conditions, we can potentially work with them. So I'm saying exactly one of Chandru, Eknath, and Gaurav must be there. So if I select Chandru, or I select Eknath, or I select Gaurav, at this time itself, I know if one of these 3 is selected, Eknath and Gaurav are out. If Eknath is selected, Chandru and Gaurav are out. If Gaurav is selected, Chandru and Eknath are out. This is also done. Next is either Gaurav or Harish must be in the committee, but not both. Which means if Gaurav is not selected, as is happening in the first 2 cases, Harish definitely has to be included. Harish definitely has to be included. Because Gaurav is included in the third case, Harish cannot be included. So people who are out, this much we know. Okay. Now if Ajay is selected, Frederick must be selected and vice versa. So if Ajay is selected, so Ajay and Frederick, basically point 3 tells us that Ajay and Frederick are a package deal. Either you get both or you get neither. Either you get both or you get neither. So now whether to include Ajay or Frederick or not to include Ajay or Frederick will give me 2 cases. That seems like too much work. If Frederick is selected, Dinesh cannot be selected. Okay, so I'm breaking it down as this way. In this case, Ajay and Frederick are selected, which will lead to Dinesh being excluded. In this case, E, G was anyway excluded. A and F are also excluded. Ajay and Frederick, the package deal. Now, 6 people, sorry, in the top case, we have got 6 people. So Bhushan is left. Bhushan is free. But then let me look at the question. What can be the minimum number of members from the mechanical engineering discipline in the committee? Okay. Okay. I don't need to make cases right now. My working up till this point is good enough. Basically, the first 2 statements I'm interpreting entirely, and everything else subsequently I will see if we need it. The first 2 statements, those are guaranteed outcomes. So this much is my starting base case. This is my starting base case. Everything will start from here. When they ask me what can be the minimum number of members from the mechanical engineering discipline in the committee, can I have 0 members? No, that would be a violation of statement 1 and statement 2 both. We need at least 1 member out of Chandru, Eknath, and Gaurav. So we cannot have 0 members. Can I have 1 member? Can I have 1 member? Not when Chandru is the one selected in statement 1, not when Eknath is the one selected in statement 1, but Gaurav if he is selected in statement 1, Harish is also excluded. Now about Ajay, Frederick. Can I have a case where Ajay is not selected, Frederick is not selected? Also, if Frederick is selected, Dinesh cannot be selected. This does not translate into if Frederick is not selected, Dinesh is selected. It does not mean that. It simply means if Frederick comes, Dinesh cannot come. If Frederick does not come, this condition is not applicable and Dinesh can potentially come, but potentially not come. So what can be the minimum number of members from mechanical engineering discipline to the committee? Answer is 1. The case when only Gaurav is in the committee. Okay. If the committee has only members from mechanical engineering discipline, in how many ways can the committee with exactly 4 members be formed? Okay, now we are looking to form committee with exactly 4 members. Okay. We had CH. If I take AF, it is awesome. But if I take A and F only come in pairs, leave it be. Can I also take B and D, Bhushan and Dinesh? Yes, this is also possible. No violation. EG cannot come, but AF and BD, this is acceptable. Any other case? Can I have BA? No, AF come in pair. Can I have DF? No, AF come in pair. No other pairs is possible. Okay. So next case would be to check with EH. If I have EH, it is very similar to case one. So I will have AF and I will have BD. EH, AF and EH, BD. So yes, 4 cases I've already got. Let us see if I can make a 4-member team with G in play. Let us see if I can make a 4-member team with G in play. If G is included, then 3 members are already out. AF, they have to be included. They have to be included because 5 members are potentially left here. 5 members are potentially left. If I need a 4-member team, I cannot exclude 2 members. So AF have to be included. Because AF is included, D is already out. So the only possible way would be GAFB. So I have a 4-member team from here. I have a 4-member team from here. I have a 4-member team from here. So 5 cases I've got. 5 is the largest option available anyway. So life is chill. So I have 5-member team working. Let us go to the next one. Who among the following must be on the committee with 5 members from mechanical engineering discipline? 5-member team. Okay. I'm working with this 4-member team. I'm working with these 4 members team. CHAF ensures that EG is out and so is D. EGD, all 3 of them are out. But for B, it is not certain. B can potentially come in. In this 4-member team, E, G, A, and F, all 4 of them are out. So this is not a 5-member team anyway. Similarly, for EHAF, this is a 5-member team. And who is out? E, G, and D. These people are out. For EHBD, E, G, A, F, this is done. And for GAFB, C, E, H were out. And because F has come, D is also out. So you cannot have a 5-member team involving G, but you can have these 2 5-member teams. Who among the following must be on the committee with 5 members from mechanical? Must be on the committee. Ajay and Harish. Ajay is here. Harish is here. So yes. Valid. Only Ajay, Eknath and Chandru. Eknath and Chandru, I remember, cannot be in the same team. So B is definitely wrong. Now Ajay, Bhushan, Frederick and Harish. Where are we? Ajay, Bhushan, Frederick, Harish. Ajay, Bhushan, Frederick, Harish. Okay. So even C is valid, A is valid. Now see, between A and C, why option C is better is because C is more comprehensive. C lists out all the 4 people who have to be on the committee. Option A lists out only 2 people. So A is not incorrect, it is incomplete. Last option, there cannot be such a committee with 5 members. This is of course false. We were able to create 2 committees. So final answer will be option C. Last question. Who among the following must be on the committee with 3 members from mechanical engineering discipline? Okay. So starting off with the same situation, I had G, I had E and H, and I had C and H. And the people who had been excluded were E and G. Sorry. Yes. And then I had C and G, and then I had E, C, and H. Now, if I need a 3-member team, I can, A and F cannot come in the first cases. So A and F have to be excluded. But I can make CHD or CHP. These 2 possibilities are there. Similarly, for EH, AF cannot come. So I can have EHD or EHB. Cool. Now for G, AF can come. AF can come. Or for G, who can come? D and B can come. These two people can also come. So there are 6 possible cases that I've listed. Let's see which of the following must be on the committee with 3 members. Gaurav and Ajay. No, not even valid in the first case. Gaurav and Dinesh, not in the valid in the first case. So this is also gone. Both Chandru and Harish, not valid in the last case. So this is also gone. So because first 3 options are wrong, the correct answer has to be the last one. None of these. Simple 2 sets. Hopefully you enjoyed, you learned something. These are basically case counting questions, which are simpler to handle. That will be all. Okay, bye.